Hi everyone, in today's video I will guide you through the process of drafting and cutting a stylish princess dart bustier with a yoke and unique keyhole detail at the shoulder. And if you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe and join the family. So let's get started. The materials I'll use for this work are scissors, straight ruler, tape rule, marker, French curve, and also pattern paper. The next thing I'll do, I'll come down by 1 inch from my pattern paper, then I'll draw a straight line across that 1 inch. Now that straight line will serve as the shoulder line. Now from this shoulder line, I'll place the tape and come down by 10 inches for the bust measurement, and 13 inches for under bust, and 16 inches for half length. Then I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Once that is done, on the shoulder line I'll impute the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll come down and take the same measurement that I took for shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, and 1 inch for sewing allowance. I'm doing this again there in order to achieve a straight line. So once I'm done marking them, I'll connect it with a straight line to mark my measurement. After that, I'll label. The first line is the bust line, the second is the under bust, the last line is the half length and sewing allowance. Once I'm done with that, I will impute my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2 will give me 4 inches. I'll mark that 4 inches on the bust, the under bust, waist, and basically all the lines. After that, I'll draw a straight line across that 4 inches line to create my dart line. Once I'm done with that, I'll come to the under bust now and tighten the under bust. At the side front, I'll tighten the under bust with 1.5 inch. Then at the center front, I'll tighten the under bust with 0.5 inch. Once I'm done with that, I'll do the same thing at the half length. Then I'll draw a straight line from that under bust down to the sewing allowance. After that, I'll come to the bust line and come down by 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch to the under bust dart allowance. Use a straight ruler to connect the center front to the 0.5 inch. Then at the side front, I'll use a French curve to connect from that 1.5 inch to the 0.5 inch to create a nice bust curve for my bustier. The next thing I'll do now is to take my neck width. Now for the round neckline, also known as crew neckline, I'll take 3 inches neck width and also 3 inches neck depth. Before I go into the neckline and work on the armhole, I'll come down by 1 inch to create my shoulder slope. So I'll connect from this shoulder 1 inch to the neck width this way. After I'm done with that, I'll come place my tape on my shoulder slope and come down by 8 inches to create my armhole depth. Now I'm using my shoulder measurement divided by 2 for this armhole depth. Then I'll connect from the shoulder slope down to the 8 inches with a straight line. Then I'll extend that 8 inches this way to create the chest line. Once that is done, I'll place my tape at the armhole and look for the midpoint, and the midpoint is 4 inches. At that midpoint, I'll go in by 0.5 inch. Then I'll place my tape on the chest line now and impute my bust measurement divided by 4, which will give me 8.75. Then I'll connect from that shoulder slope to the 0.5 inch, from the 0.5 inch to my 8.75 bust measurement. After that, I'll place my tape around my armhole this way. I'll place it this way around and get the midpoint. Now after I did place it around, I got 9 inches. Now the midpoint of 9 inches is 4.5 inches. So I'll mark my 4.5 inches. Once that is done, I'll place my tape at the bust line and come up by 0.5 inch. Then I'll extend this line to the 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that midpoint of my round armhole now to the 0.5 inch. Once I'm done with that, I will blend it this way to eliminate any sharp edge. The next thing I'll do now is to tighten my armhole. I'll tighten my armhole with 0.75 on each side of my dart line. Then I'll connect from that 0.75. Once I'm done with that, I'll replace the dart allowance I took. After I measured it is about 1.5 inches. So I'll replace it this way, 1.5 inches. Then I will extend it I'm replacing this 1.5 inches here because I don't want my armhole to be short after joining. So now I will come to this armhole now and replace that 1.5 inches also. Then I'll connect from this 1.5 inches down to this place. This will serve as my new armhole. So the next thing I'll do now is to come down and take 3 inches for neck depth and connect it, these 3 inches to the 3 inches neck width. In order to create the keyhole at the shoulder, I'll come to the shoulder and mark 1.5 inch from the shoulder. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect from that 1.5 inch and connect it down to this bust line. When I get close to the bust line, I'll blend it in this way. In order to take the keyhole at the shoulder, I'll place my tape from this place, then I'll take out 1.5 inch. I'll place my tape on this line and I'll come down by 4 inches. Then I'll connect from this 4 inches to this 1.5 inch at the shoulder. I'll place the French curve this way and connect it. Watching to this point, please subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload new videos. Thank you. Once I'm done with that, I'll take my round bodice measurement. Now I've imputed the round bodice measurement, that's the bust measurement on the chest line. I will now add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Please, if you are drafting your own pattern, use 2 inches because I'm going to know how to go about it when I'm transferring on my fabric. I usually use 2 inches for sewing allowance. I also come to the under bust and impute the round under bust measurement divided by 4, which will give me 7.75. Then I will replace the dart allowance I took of 2 inches. Then I'll also impute the 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. I'll also come to the half length and impute the waist measurement divided by 4. Then I'll replace the measurement I took for that allowance and also impute 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Once that is done, I'll connect the measurements. And that is all for the front bodice of this design. In order to cut the back bodice, the first thing I'll do is that I draw a straight line across. This straight line now will serve as the shoulder line. Then I'll take out 1.5 inch for zipper allowance. After that, I'll draw a straight line across to mark the zipper allowance. So now any measurement I'm taking now will be from the zipper allowance. So the next thing I'll do now is to impute my shoulder measurement. Shoulder divided by 2 will give me 8 inches. After that, I'll place my tape on the shoulder line and come down by 10 inches for the bust point and 16 inches for the half length and also 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll draw a straight line to mark the measurement. So in order to be sure that my line and my measurement is accurate, I'll come down at that 8 inches shoulder measurement and I'll take the same bust point on waist half length and sewing allowance. After that, I'll draw a straight line across to mark this measurement. Once that is done, I'll mark the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 4 inches. I'll mark it at the bust point and also at the half length and connect it to the straight line. After that, I'll take the dart allowance of 0.5 inch on each side of the dart line. Once I'm done with that, I'll come down by 0.5 inch from the bust line, then I'll connect it to that 0.5 inch. Once that is done, I'll take a neck width of 3 inches, then I'll come to the shoulder measurement and come down by 1 inch and connect from that 1 inch to create my shoulder slope. After that, I'll place the tape from the shoulder slope and create the armhole just like I did for the front. Then I will extend and create my chest line. After that, I'll come to the shoulder slope and I'll take out 1.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 1.5 inch down to the half length. I'm just going to create a dot now to show you exactly what I'm going to connect. So then I'll use my straight ruler to do it. After that is done, I'll take 1.5 inch for the keyhole just like I did for the front. Then I'll place my tape from the shoulder line and come down by 7 inches. Then I'll connect from that 1.5 inch down to the 7 inches. After that, I'll take a neck depth of 1.5 inch, then I'll connect from that neck width down to this neck depth. After that, I'll impute my round bodice measurement on the chest line, then I'll look for the midpoint at the armhole, then I'll impute the sewing allowance of 2 inches, then I'll connect from this midpoint of the armhole this way. Then I'll impute the round waist measurement divided by 4. Then I'll replace the dart allowance I took and also add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll connect. As you can see, the shape is looking somehow, but by the time you take out the dart, you see everything will fall in place. So the next thing I'll do now is to cut for you to see. Now I would have cut it out just show you that I'm done cutting, but I just want you to pay close attention to how I cut it so that you will understand, so that when you are cutting yours, you will also take care and cut it the same way. And this is the final look. As you can see, it looks beautiful. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video. Bye.